how long the company's been in business, how much their projected annual sales are, how many people they employ. All of this is included and it can be included in a Dun & Bradstreet or a TRW credit report. Another search that I would certainly conduct on a business, if requested to do so, would be a civil search in the county that the business resides in, and that's to determine if they have ever been sued for any reason. Corporate search to make sure that they are incorporated and that they are up to date, and possibly a UCC search, which is Uniform Commercial Code, and this search would be conducted to determine if they have a lot of different types of equipment, maybe computer equipment that they've obtained a financial assistance for, that type of thing.
Well, your business, you have to always remember that your business credit reports are basically not that reliable. They're reliable for certain businesses, but on an investigative standpoint, you have to imagine that, like, most of your business reports are only as good as the people that gave them to them, and the people that are given to them are the businesses themselves, that information. Now, a few of them, the bigger ones now, Dun & Bradstreet, TRW, are doing their own investigations to back up that information is true, the banking information on the business, the backgrounds on the principles of the business. If a guy states to Dun & Bradstreet, yeah, I've been in business 12 years, and they have no record of it, of that business being in existence for 12 years, I mean, it's simple. If it's a corporation, you check with the Secretary of State to find out when the corporation was formed. You do a little bit of background to find out, about the educational background of the individuals and, the products. Plus, again, back to the courthouse, check the civil suits, find out how many liens, how many judgments are filed against these people.
TRW, being a credit company, I feel backs up their information more. They pull their information from other credit sources. Not that D&B doesn't, they do. D&B's more thorough reports will pull from the suppliers and the creditors of that individual, but they still, I feel, have a lot of erroneous information up front.
About approximately 60% of a Dun & Bradstreet is derived from public record. 40% approximately is derived from what the company puts down on a statement. Now, Dun & Bradstreet will take that information and they will put it into a computer system, and if what the company claims they're doing does not compare to what the public record shows they're doing, then they will not put it together. They only will put an actual profile together on a company that everything falls into place and that it is most likely true what they are claiming compared to what the public records show. So that's how that works.
Yeah, I personally always verify my information. That's what.
But you're a professional investigator. Right. That is your job.
A company that would pull it, they would not do that. They would look. They would take it for face value, which they shouldn't do.
They absolutely should not do. And even if someone tells you that this is verified information, still only believe 80% of it, because there's human error involved, and people have a tendency to exaggerate. So even when they're calling up a supplier and saying, "Tell me what this company did," there's still a margin for error there. Don't believe everything.
If anybody new in the business, I would suggest contacting a public retrieval, public records retrieval service, such as IRB or any other company that specializes in pulling public records. It's amazing the amount of information that is obtainable in the form of assets and other financial documents on individuals and companies alike.
All right. When I get into corporation databases, CompuServe is a wonderful general database. CompuServe has something called iQuest. iQuest involves magazine researches, newspaper article researches. This is one of the things that this competitor intelligence points out, is that 90% of what you need to know has probably been researched already by someone else, especially in the corporate sector. Wall Street Journal is wonderful. If you can get an index to the Wall Street Journal, which any library should have, and if you're looking into a corporate situation or an industry situation, supposing you need to know about the taxi cab industry, or you need to know about the wine industry in California, you can bet dollars to donuts the Wall Street Journal has looked into it, and they have excellent reporters. The same thing goes, then you scale down from the Wall Street Journal, which is very nationwide, to trade journals. The wine industry has their own trade journal. The taxi cab industry has their own magazines and trade journals, so on and so forth. You will get articles on a local basis. So then if you'll have, say, a nationwide taxi cab magazine, then each state and possibly even each region will have, a Florida Taxi Cab Association magazine. Again, you'll be getting more information. So go from the greater and go to the smaller.
And how you would find the assets on an individual or company. A lot of the assets are public information, particularly with respect to companies. You can, again, seek the source of a public retrieval service, and they can conduct a business profile report on any company nationwide, which will really provide you with their last year's sales volume, with the president and the directors of the association and who those individuals are. And of course, if it's a corporation, no doubt their assets will be protected from any potential lawsuit. But with respect to the company itself, you will be able to obtain any documentation with respect to property that that corporation owns. One way, of course, you can contact, first off, you've got the name of a company, contact the Division of Corporations in the state that you're in. Obviously, if it's in Florida, it would be Tallahassee. The town that you would call would be the state capital that has records of these corporations in that state. That will provide you with the names of the directors. It will provide you with the articles of incorporation, all of which is public information. However, there is a cost involved to obtaining those records. With that information, you can conduct a property search. Now that you've got it's important to get the correct name of the company, just like it is when you're trying to locate someone. There's many companies that sound very similar, so it's extremely important that you get the correct name. Now, you don't go running to a little phone book and think you're going to get the correct name in there. You need to get it from the Division of Corporations, if in fact it's a corporation. If it's not a corporation, go down to occupational licensing in the city that the company is located, and that's where you're going to get your accurate information. Now, it doesn't tell you assets, but it gives you the correct name. So you have to do this one step at a time. Get the correct name first. It's very essential, because if you conduct an investigation on a company and you find out that it was actually the wrong company, you've just wasted your time and your money. And it happens, believe me.
Definitely. It can run anywhere from $110 up to $500, depending on the investigation that you need. But either way, $500 is minimal in many instances, when it may cost you down the road thousands of dollars. We don't do as much of that as you may see on TV. They show the movies that are out now, but there are times when we've been asked to do searches on a competitor to determine what they are doing at this time.
I did a corporate case, again I can't mention names, about 3 or 4 months ago, where it involved a bid process. Company A really wanted to know what Company B was bidding on a very, very large item. Since they were public corporations, all the information about the stocks and who owned the businesses and how they purchased things and what prior bids were, what mortgages were held in the business, what financing situations they were in, is all available under the Freedom of Information Act. SEC information, banking information. Today, with the state of certain banks, it could behoove you to check some of these things out. And that's all available under Freedom of Information Act.